spoke, Junior. They don't know what time it is.
T-Bug Crawford.
Yeah.
Last we heard, Errol Spence Jr. had cataract surgery. Last we heard, Errol Spence Jr. went to that Terence Crawford fight with a rib injury. It's your boy, Mr. 926, a.k.a. Bushido the Dragon, a.k.a. the silver-haired demon, a.k.a. the Black Mage, a.k.a. I could just do this all day, the two-time demonetized champion of the world.
Smash the like button.
Check it out, man. Terence Crawford releases his last tweet, right? And I believe it's in regards to some of the rumors that Errol Spence went into that fight with a rib injury. Now, to me, he didn't look like a guy that had a rib injury at all going into that fight with Terence Bud Crawford, right? Rib injuries, pretty serious injuries. He wouldn't have been able to make it through that fight for as long as he did, getting whooped on from pillar to post like he did, if he had a rib injury. Errol Spence himself didn't come out and confirm any of this. And yeah, boxing fans took it and ran with it, and it starts to spread like wildfire. Terence Crawford hears stuff like this, and then he starts to feel a certain type of way, right? He starts to feel a certain type of way about it. Terence Crawford says this: I done heard it all now at Errol Spence. It's okay though, because all in all, I'm glad it's over and done with. I wish you well, my brother. So a lot of fans took this statement from Crawford as to he's moving on from the Errol Spence saga. He moved on from the Errol Spence saga. Now, is this confirmation that Bud Crawford is moving on? I don't know. It's kind of subliminal. And fans like to interpret things the way they see fit to fit their narratives or their agendas. But for what I see, it looks to me like this could either be one or two things. That he's glad that the whole Spence Crawford thing has finally came to an end, right? It was a lot of pressure, a lot of animosity, a lot of buildup, but just a lot of things that led up into that fight before it happened, right? So maybe that's what this means, that he's just kind of glad it's over, or he's just kind of glad that he got confirmation that Errol Spence likely won't be returning anytime soon, and that he can kind of move on and move on to bigger and better things. Whatever the case, a lot of people seem to believe that this is indication that Terence Crawford is looking for bigger and better things. But what bigger and better options are out there currently for Terence Bud Crawford? Canelo Alvarez, right? Is that really an option for Terence Crawford? Canelo Alvarez can pick and choose and do what he wants. He don't really seem to be too interested in fighting Terence Bud Crawford. Jermell Charlo, do he deserve a big payday fight with Terence Crawford right now? Considering the stuff that Jermell Charlo is going through right now, your boy Bushido believes that Jermell Charlo needs to sit his ass in timeout for a little minute, right? Then we got Tim Tszyu, big fight. I think it'll be a bigger fight in Australia. Will Crawford be willing to go to Australia and pack out one of those soccer stadiums and then laying down under fighting Tim Tszyu on his home turf? I don't know if that's be what it do, right? And then we got Jaron Boots Ennis, a fighter that a lot of fans seem to be interested in seeing Terence Bud Crawford facing, right? Even your boy Bushido would love to see that fight. And I think if Terence Crawford is going to be facing a guy like Jaron Boots Ennis, he needs to do it sooner than later, right? But as we saw, Terence Crawford said, this is a guy who can't sell out a theater. You know, his fight with Ramon Villa, honestly, you guys heard what I was saying. I'm like, man, what are they doing with this kid? Like, why is he fighting what it looked like a high school auditorium? You know, so it's like, is that something that interests Crawford at this point of his career? You know, if he goes up in there and beats Boots, oh, well, it wasn't a big fight. Oh, well, Boots wasn't ready. Oh, well, Boots maybe beat a top welterweight. Blah, blah, blah. Do he really want to go through that again, right? Because he's going through shit now, and he just beat Errol Spence. So Crawford is a guy right now is probably like, man, I'm traveling, I'm vacationing. I've got all this money now. I got the big fight. You know, do I really want to go through this shit again? Till I get downplayed and discredited. They tell me to go up in there and fight Boots. Okay, I'll fight Boots. I beat up on Boots. Then what? Oh, well, Boots wasn't ready. He was green. Oh, well, he couldn't even beat Karen Kukachan. He struggled against Kukachan. This is stuff that's likely to happen. And this is probably what Terence Crawford is thinking. However, I'm thinking if he does decide to stick around, and if the options are riding thin, I think Boots Ennis will be a viable option. The fight is going to be as big as it's going to be. Big as the fans and the fighters themselves make it. So, I don't know. Is this indication that he ain't going to be fighting Spence now? I don't know, man. Errol Spence seemed to have kind of laid out the blueprint for his audience, for his peoples, for the critics of Crawford to say, well, Crawford really just beat a handicapped Errol Spence, right? And was this the plan? I don't know. What Errol Spence plan to do? What does Terence Crawford plan to do? I don't know. I'm rooting for both guys. If Errol Spence and Crawford decide not to rematch each other and Terence Crawford try to go off the bigger, better things, and Errol Spence goes back to the drawing board and try to rebuild and on a revenge tour, comeback tour, I'm all in with it, right? But this show needs to get on the road. It needs to get on the road soon because we've been waiting for a while. And this fight, actually, the rematch was supposed to be happening, we heard a while back in February. That time is going to be come and gone just like that. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Oh, some other things, right? Somebody mentioned something about the money or something. I don't know. Crawford, like I said, he's been going back and forth with fans and just giving people a show, right? And he said, LOL, y'all be pocket watching and have no idea. And then this guy says, is it pocket watching or is it reality? Bob never gave you a bigger check. That's facts. And he said, neither did Al. Facts. So who the hell? I mean, look, I'm not pocket watching or nothing. Crawford's well off, right? But why are we even talking about like Bob and like, I think people tend to give Al Heyman too much credit sometimes. I'm not one of these Al Heyman hater guys, but I think people tend to give him too much credit sometimes. And then when something kind of bad happens or, you know, they kind of eject him from the equation and then they put it all on the fighter and the fighter's team. But then when something good happens, oh, well, Al Heyman, bless Al Heyman, thank Al Heyman. Nah, man. Crawford said neither did Al. So I don't know. Maybe BLK Prime gave Bud his biggest, you know, I don't know, whatever the case may be, man. But it's just something to throw in the video. Look, man, is Terence Crawford and Errol Spence going to be fighting again? I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, hot your boy. Peace out.